Off your skin and to fresh fellow feelings win. Living so we shall begin to welcome in the new year.
A very merry Inbetwixtmas to you. So, yes, how have things been? The winter solstice was amazing this year. I really felt the shift and the return of the light. How about you? And, you know, this whole period is a little bit surreal because we lose sense of what day it is. I don't know, it's Sunday today, but every day feels like Sunday. You know, it's like that Smith song, isn't it? Every day feels like Sunday. Anyway, you know the one. And yeah, it's a little bit grey. I'm in Bristol on the Downs, and as I've been walking along today, I've been reflecting a lot about the past year, and it's been a really sort of important year for me. Yeah, I've grown an awful lot this year, to be honest. And I just want to say really thanks to all those challenges that I've had. It's like, instead of resisting things, like my very wise friend Tim pointed out on Christmas Day, instead of resisting things, accept them and then give them to the earth, give them to God, Goddess, whatever, Spirit, because Spirit is speaking to you all the time. So, you know, it's easy to get wrapped up in our own personal traumas, our personal dramas, our personal story, whatever that is. But actually, you know, there's also a human story unfolding. There's, you know, as earthlings, we are earthlings, you know, whether we believe in extraterrestrials or not, we are all here having a human experience. And, you know, some people say we're volunteers. Some people say, you know, we may be reincarnated, but we are here for lessons, aren't we? So in terms of lessons, it was the year of the snake this year, and the lessons came very thick and fast, didn't they? I'm not sure about you, but it does seem like people have been through a lot. And I've had 2 bouts of quite extreme grief actually this year. The first at spring equinox, and then the second one actually at Lammas, around just after Lammas. So yeah, you know, people are having a lot to deal with. But this year has also been about shedding skin, shedding our skin. It's been the year of the snake, and this last year we're just in the final phase of it. And many people are saying they're exhausted. A lot of people have been quite ill, I've noticed, this winter. Maybe that's kind of detoxing a lot of stuff. And yeah, I mean, it's only the Gregorian New Year as well. You know, some people don't follow, you know, the regular calendars, the Gregorian calendar, if you like. So I'm only sort of speaking from the Gregorian perspective. And I'd love to know more about those of you who don't follow that calendar. That really interests me as well. So the coming year is going to be the year of the horse, the year of moving forward, the fire horse. So lots of initiations, lots of adventure, lots of courage, lots of moving forward. And I always see the goddess as a white horse on the landscape. So it's very much about moving forward. And if you think how graceful horses are, how they run, you know, they're so beautiful. So it's like moving forward with grace and in a kind of harmonious way. I mean, actually, when I was thinking about horses, I was just remembering one time when I galloped on a beach on a horseback in South Africa, and I felt in touch and in tune with the rhythms of the universe. Actually, it was quite phenomenal. And yeah, I think horse very in tune with the universe, really, the earth as well. So how's this year been for you? And you know, you've all been a part of my year. Thank you so much. So quite early on this year, I did start this YouTube channel, and I was so excited. I was a bit like a kid on their birthday when I reached 300. So that felt, you know, and also 3, I have 333 in my numerology. So 3s are very, very significant and Very spiritual number for me as well, you know, and you see it appearing in all the religions. It's a divine number, really. And so, yeah, 2026, you know, do you have any intentions? Are you going to make any sort of any ideas that you know that you want to go forward with? And just remember that one step is you know the beginning of, you know, a massive adventure. So one step at a time is great. So for me, you know, the words that I want to kind of, as it were, nurture and bring into my life are nourishment, self-fulfillment, self-sustainment, adventure, and also curiosity. Bring in a great sense of curiosity into my life, you know, as it were, being childlike again. So I'm done with adulting. I don't know about you. And, you know, I've had some pretty rough times this year, and I have shared some of the things about the lack of empathy that I see in the world, about putting your trust in friends that don't really deserve you. So if you're out there, all those people who I either worked with or was close to on a personal level, thank you for those lessons. Thank you for teaching me to shed what I no longer need and to move forwards. And, you know, in the Buddhist philosophy, they call that non-attachment. So I've had wonderful lessons this year. It's been deeply disturbing at times, deeply challenging, but also deeply rewarding. And, you know, I've had a dog. I lost one of my dogs, Magic, that I was very, very close to. And that really hurt my heart. And also I lost my father. And although I did have time to get used to his passing before it happened, it was still quite a shock to the system. It was a greater shock losing my dog because I had no time to prepare for that. So I know that many people are going through extremes, you know, splitting up with partners, moving perhaps. And this feeling of restlessness has kind of followed me a lot this year. And I found it challenging to be in Glastonbury and also to take on the council there. Has not been easy. But as I'm looking at it now and I'm sort of taking a bit of a rest from it all, it seems to me it's a little bit like a chess game. And the best way of seeing it is don't take things personally and just kind of learn from experiences. You know, some of you know about some of the attacks that I've had, you know, some of the bullying that I've experienced. And that's okay. I guess from their perspective, they probably see me as difficult and all of those things. But I think the main thing is to have a dialogue, to keep on having a dialogue and to keep speaking out, you know. You know, in COVID times, they wanted us to wear the masks, you know, to not express our truth of who we are. But, you know, we're not going to stop shouting from the rafters, shouting from the rooftops and the rafters because, you know, I feel like, you know, it's worth speaking out and speaking out for humanity, just not just for us on a personal level either. So the other thing for me, you know, I've really stepped into more creativity this year, which I would like to extend in the coming year, more towards cooking and nourishment and, you know, looking at my health further in terms of nutrition and those kinds of things. And I will be making more videos about health matters. I know some of you want me to make some about the Tesla machine as well. So, you know, I'm only obviously coming from my perspective in my videos, and that's what I love about watching YouTube. It is just, I've learned so much by being here. It's such a community, and I can't thank you all enough for being part of this journey. It's been epic, actually, and I'm really looking forward to making lots more videos next year. And, you know, it's not about the number of people you reach. It's about the quality. It's the heart-to-heart connection. And I think that is wonderful here on YouTube. So recently I've been creating pictures of friends, kind of like if you like, their fantasy self, but I kind of see that more as their true selves. So I may share some of those at the end of here. and I'm looking forward to my next illustration commission, and I'll be drawing the donkeys of Sidmouth Donkey Sanctuary, and we'll be raising money for that as well. So what sort of new ideas have you got for this 2026? Have you got any plans for travel, adventure, the year of the horse? What have you got up your sleeve? I'd love to hear about that. And what have you learnt this year as well? You know, what are the key things that you've learnt? Much love, Amanda Ambles, who's sitting on a bench. But loads and loads of love to you. You take care. Happy 2026.